Why is China suddenly slashing rare earth exports, adding new minerals to its control list, and slapping port fees on U.S. ships, all just before Xi and Trump meet at the APEC summit on October 31st in South Korea? Trump, still waiting by the phone for his Nobel Peace Prize, instead got a surprise package from Beijing labeled Rare Earth Controls. He unwrapped it, turned Wall Street into War Street, and nearly gave traders a collective heart attack by threatening 100% tariffs on Chinese goods. Welcome to APEC season. Less summit diplomacy, more cage match economics.
Why rare earths? Because it's one of Xi's last aces. Back in May in Geneva, China promised Trump it would ease restrictions and open the tap. But by September, exports plunged 31%. And in October, Beijing doubled down, adding new minerals, artificial diamonds, and even banning rare earth tech exports without its approval. It's policy by Control+C/Control+V. Washington blocked ASML and Nvidia. Beijing blocks rare earth tech and slaps port fees. Copy, paste, retaliate. Nothing creative. Officially, national security. Unofficially, lower the tariffs, or your iPhones and fighter jets get very rare. The sting? Rare earths aren't just America's weakness, they're China's lifeline too. Higher prices hit its own factories, while foreign buyers look elsewhere. And every squeeze speeds up mining in Australia, Canada, and Africa. Even Pakistan, China's iron brother, just shipped rare earths to the US. When your best friend helps your rival, your leverage is cracking. It's like playing poker with the deck around your neck. Sure, the other guy turns red, but so do you. For years, Xi tried to convince Chinese citizens that US-China ties were stable. Confidence keeps people spending, and spending keeps the economy alive. But the facade cracked. Trump isn't rolling tariffs back. He calls them beautiful, his personal ATM. He even hints, drop tariffs if China cuts subsidies, opens markets, and tames state-owned giants. Logical for a leader who answers to voters. But Xi won't accept it, because weakening subsidies and state firms risks weakening the party itself. For him, survival of the system comes first. That's why, instead of reforms, Xi turns to bargaining chips, minerals, port fees, probes, hoping to look strong abroad, while at home people save more and spend less. Can China really swallow a 55% tariff? Not likely. The US still buys over $400 billion of Chinese goods a year. Add 55% tariffs, and low-margin exporters either lose orders to Vietnam and Mexico or slash prices and bleed cash. And the timing? Terrible. Evergrande has collapsed, Country Garden is drowning in debt, and housing prices keep falling. With so many families tied to property, that crash kills spending and confidence. So less export revenue plus a property meltdown equals fewer jobs, less foreign currency, and shaky households. Beijing can subsidize for a while, but not forever. China can't swallow tariffs this high, not without indigestion. That's why Xi reaches for bargaining chips, rare earths, port fees, probes, anything but admitting the truth. But can America survive without China's rare earths? At first glance, no. China refines almost 90% of the world's supply, and in October even banned export of its processing tech. Without refining, ore is just expensive dirt. And here's the twist. Refining rare earths isn't rocket science. It's just filthy. Acid baths, radioactive sludge, and rivers that glow in the dark. China took the lead not with genius but by saying, sure, we'll take the pollution. That's very different from semiconductors. Chips are true rocket science, $20 billion fabs, water purer than holy water, and ASML's extreme ultraviolet machines. And only the Dutch have them. When Washington blocks chips, Beijing really hurts. When Beijing blocks rare earths, the world just finds cleaner suppliers. So short-term, America feels the squeeze. Long-term, Xi's rare earth weapon may turn out to be less of a nuke and more of a dirty bluff. After the mini-crash in Wall Street, Trump tried to calm the markets with a Truth Social post. "Don't worry about China. It will all be fine." Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. Sounds warm, almost like a Hallmark card. But here's the Trump rule. When he calls you a good friend or highly respected, you're probably about to get hit with a bill. He did it with Kim, with Putin, even with Modi. Praise first, pressure later. And sure enough, Trump's good friend Xi got the treatment. A 100% tariff on all Chinese imports starting November 1st. Plus, a promise to block America's critical software exports, the digital glue for chips, AI, and advanced tech. So when Trump says, "We want to help China," what he really means is, "Congratulations, you're my friend. And here's your invoice." While Xi tightens the screws, the Allies grab wrenches. Japan. Deja vu from 2010. They've diversified supply, funded recycling, and built magnet capacity so one Beijing sneeze doesn't give Tokyo the flu. Australia. Linus ramps output and plugs into a Texas refinery plan. Canberra toys with a critical minerals stockpile. Translation: we'll be the clean pit stop. Europe. Rolling out its critical raw materials push. More mines, more refineries, less China. Bureaucratic? Yes. Moving? Also yes. Canada and Africa. Fielding calls and capital. If China plays gatekeeper, these players set up a side door. India and ASEAN. China +1 factories multiply. Even Pakistan, China's iron brother, ships rare earths to the US. Friendship bracelets, meet purchase orders. Bottom line, Xi wanted leverage. He sparked a shopping spree. The more Beijing squeezes, the more the free world comparison shops. Can China survive without US semiconductors? For old chips, yes. For new ones, not a chance. ASML's magic EUV machines never went to China. Even older DUV tools need Dutch approval. No EUV, no cutting edge. Then the software. America's EDA tools. No license, no blueprint, no chip. Sure, SMIC can squeeze out 7-nanometer parts with old tricks. But it's like painting the Mona Lisa with a fat marker. Slow, messy, expensive. Bottom line, rare earths are China's dirty bluff. Chips? That's America's clean chokehold. All of this builds to one stage, the APEC Summit in Seoul, November 14th to 16th. It's supposed to be a forum for free trade and friendly photo ops. But this year? Forget the handshakes. It looks more like a heavyweight face-off. Xi walks in after slashing rare earth exports, raising port fees, and banning tech. Trump walks in waving a 100% tariff threat and dangling software controls. The rest of the leaders? They're basically the audience, popcorn in hand, wondering who flinches first. And here's the twist. Both need a win. Xi needs to prove to his people that China can stand tall. Trump wants to show voters he's the only one tough enough to make Beijing bend. So APEC isn't just another summit. It's shaping up to be an economic cage fight. Question is, will we see a truce or just more painful choices?
Thank you for watching Pastcast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.